You touched the thermostat, didn't you? He's like, it didn't, I swear to God. If I'm a single girl out there and I find out that Brian Chesky is single and I can like stay in his house.
Yikes. We have 60-year-old woman, the previous first lady of the United States, using her husband as a tool to get attention and social media clicks online. Internet attention has become one of the most popular forms of currency. Even if you're not really getting paid, you could go online and find a woman bashing her husband or her partner for something so small but make it such a big deal just to get some clicks and attention from random people who are seemingly rooting for you but actually are ruining what you have at home. Not even Obama himself, one of the most beloved presidents of all time, isn't safe from this. His wife, Michelle Obama, recently did a podcast where she talks about lusting over another man and their own issues at home.
You know, I have to say, Brian, if I'm a single girl out there and I find out that Brian Chesky is single and I can like stay in his house.
Here she
have
goes.
you ever
Go right to the relationship,
ever...
Brian. You don't have to be feel pressure.
No, but we've never talked about this.
He just got here.
Have you ever?
Her and her husband have tried to set me up before, so
I'm very invested in Brian's love life.
Everybody wants attention. Everybody wants clicks. Everybody wants fame and clout. And embarrassing people in your immediate family, in this case your husband, draws the most clicks, the most attention, and this is happening all over the internet. And initially I couldn't understand why someone would willingly go out and talk about something like this, knowing they have one of the most iconic presidents of all time in Barack Obama as a husband. And I wouldn't even be surprised if one of his Secret Service agents came to her and it's like, yeah, delete that video, give me the footage now. I mean, you later start to understand that people who do things like this want the attention themselves, don't want to be second place. They want to be the one with the attention. They want to be the one with the power and the influence. You can see this happening with this young lady that decided to post a video on TikTok talking about a minor inconvenience she had with her husband. And even though he said it was his fault and that he wanted to do better, she made a very emotional video and posted it online for everybody to see.
Decided to be spontaneous and take me to the movies last night. And when we went to dinner afterwards, I was talking about how much I really loved the movie. It was so good. I was so excited to talk about it. And he looks at me dead in my face and says, it was just a movie. And I immediately stopped talking. So the more I sat there and thought about it, I start crying. It gets really uncomfortable. And he tries to like break the silence by continuing to talk. And I finally looked at him and I said, that really hurt my feelings. And he responded, it was just a movie. I said, I was really excited to talk about it. You took me to see this movie on a whim. I've never heard of it, didn't look it up beforehand, and I really loved it. You picked a great movie, and I was so excited, and now I don't want to talk at all, because why would I want to talk after that? And he immediately stops. He's like, you're right, I'm sorry. And then he grabs my hands. He's like, I'm not even being sarcastic. You're right, I'm sorry. I love when you get excited. It's just annoying sometimes. I recognize that he is trying and he is learning how to communicate with me. It's not an overnight process, but it is very painful. He's still new to his healing journey, so I just have to keep remembering that.
I just don't see the reason why you would put something like this online when it's not even that big of a deal. This used to be some things that you would handle at home. You would get over in a few hours. But since you invited the whole world into your home, you can't be shocked that they would have so many different opinions being thrown at you, making the situation way bigger than what it actually has to be. And even though so many of the comments were telling her to divorce her husband over something this small, they actually said so many vicious things about her husband that she never defended. And she actually made another video and make multiple videos posting about the same thing. She actually ended up using this as a way to get more social media attention, and even going beyond that point to say that she could be by herself if she needed to be.
You are correct. There is hatred here, but it's not for me. It's for himself. He hates my joy and excitement because he has nothing to feel joyful or excited about. And that's exactly what I said to him after he said it was sometimes annoying. The comments were not surprising. I actually almost didn't read them because I knew exactly how they were going to go. I started my healing journey in August of 2022. In the first year of my healing journey, I crashed out at least 2 to 3 times a month. And he was there to take the beating. Every single time. When you start healing and reconnecting with your higher self, your brain thinks it's in danger and it starts to project and deflect to whoever is closest to you. In my case, it was usually my husband, and now in his case, it is me. If I didn't feel like he was trying, I would not be here. I am secure in myself enough to know that I can make it on my own if I have to.
You start feeling bad for the husband when she even states in the video that she did something very similar to what he's doing now, and he put up with it, never showed it online, never put her on blast for the world to have their own opinion on it. He kept it within the house. And as soon as he's having a bad day and he bursts out in front of his wife, which happens all the time in regular relationships, she goes and puts an emotional video online and allows so much hate to be built towards him. And even after seeing how good he's been to her in the past, she went ahead and said she would be good by herself. This level of selfishness, narcissism, and hatred towards your partner is what get views online. We are not a stranger to this. Women all know talking bad about your partner, your husband, your boyfriend does get views and attention, and they use this to leverage their own social media status. And I can only imagine that when the husband finally confronts the wife about what she's been doing online, she's just like, yeah, but those clicks though. I mean, these might be the most delusional people online. And I have a video of Cooking with Kaya talking about how her relationship was behind closed doors. And just for some context, she just got caught cheating on live stream by her ex, and right after they broke up, she went online to explain how the relationship really was behind closed doors. And while saying this, she willingly says how bad she's been treating her boyfriend.
I'm not going to speak on his situation because I did have I'm not going to sit here and cap. Of course I have feelings for him, but I feel like he really did the most about this situation, and the way he's trying to slander my name. Okay, like, y'all, I never seen a man cry like that. And I'm not, men can cry, but it just got to the point where it's like, dang, like every time I tell you anything like that, like you should take, like, that should be a good thing. I just want you to be established. That's all I want.
I like how nonchalant she's talking about being established online is, like if it's some very easy thing to do. And the person she's talking about, her ex, is actually pretty popular on Twitch. He has a couple 100,000 followers on Twitch. I'm not sure how that relates to money wise, but in her case, she blew up overnight because she was shaking her ass, cooking food, talking about taking other men from their women. And by the way, when he got with Kaya, she was a nobody. She had no following, no social media. He actually was with her when she was broke, and as soon as she blew up, she wanted him to be established. That's such a horrible take and stance to take, especially when there's hundreds of millions of people online trying to make this their career and failing every single day. The only other people that this would make logical sense to are people who wear hug shirts every day.